How's it looking on your end, Eggy? Are we
I'm
live?
ready to go.
Can they see us?
I can't see it on YouTube yet. I'm on the Flippin Spuds um, videos. Oh no, here we are. I see it.
Hey! Welcome everybody, both on YouTube and on Twitch today. How good are we? Bear with us while we work this out. We live on Twitch, Eggy as well.
We are live on Twitch and YouTube at once. Look at us go.
Whoop, whoop. Look at us.
Tech heads working it out.
Who would have thought?
So what's been happening this week, Bob?
Oh, mate, what hasn't been happening, brother? What hasn't been happening? All we're hearing is shortages of parts and PC.
Oh, talking about that, actually, I went and saw Kewl tonight when I picked up a mining motherboard. And he was telling me that he can't get any more GPUs anymore because they're just giving it to the bigger companies.
Wow, so he's out of luck.
Yeah, he's even been spoken to the Centacom distribution center. What he's got a mate in there, and they've got so much like A520 motherboards that are coming in with stock. Like you got to buy. When you buy the graphics card, you got to buy the motherboard.
Yep.
And now they're trying to hock them off for half the price they're selling them for. Well, they bought them for just to try and get rid of them.
Yeah. So really interesting on that. Someone on Facebook posted from one of those stores what the requirements are from the distributors, and let me tell you, it was not good. It was not good. Like they were talking like 3080s. I think like they had to buy this ridiculous amount of motherboards, and they had to like buy like 8 motherboards and certain amount of CPUs. That's why you're seeing a lot of combos now, and that's why they reckon a lot of these computer stores now, they're going down this road of just doing pre-builds, because they're just like, well, if I'm going to buy them, I might as well try and sell them off as pre-builds with these really good cards.
Yeah.
Which explains...
And like even those Dell computers that had 3070s in them that went for $1,800, people just snapping them up, and I saw a lot of them for sale now with a lot smaller GPUs in them.
Well, even not with no GPUs. I've seen them people just trying to make some of their money, because if you think about it, right? They take that GPU out. Yep. Even if they go and sell that computer, I don't know, $500.
Yep.
At $1,800, $500, they're still like around.
It's still $1,300.
3070, which is pretty much what they're bringing.
Yeah. But what I wonder what they got in there, like BioStar or.
Yeah, the motherboards aren't going to be flash.
No. But like it'll be the Dell motherboards with their special plugs. You can't plug any fans into. You can't plug normal power supplies into.
Wow, yeah, and I think I was looking at it, and I think it was like 500 watt, like 500 or 600 watts. They're really low end power supplies. They were not flash. No. They were not flash at all. So, which leads us into our first little topic, PC components and pricing. I think, sort of, is this the new normal?
I think it is.
It was interesting. I just watched, listened to a video by Brian from Tech City. Yep. And he spoke a bit about this and about all the economics behind this, and just some of the government policies behind them printing money, that causing inflation, people saving because they're expecting disaster to happen, no one's spending, government's trying to give them more money to try, and all of a sudden the value of your dollar is not what it was. And that's what happens. I mean, sort of you look at when countries have gotten into real bad, is it Zimbabwe? I think that's got this massive, stupid inflation, like crazy inflation, like 1,000% or something. So, their money's worth nothing because they did exactly what really a lot of the Western countries are doing, like Australia, like the US, like the UK, just printing more money so people have money to spend to try and keep these economies going. But it was really interesting what he had to say. I've got the link, actually. I've got the link to the video. Where are we? Copy. I might post it to you in chat if you want to put it in Twitch. I don't know how to do it in YouTube. So, but go and check out Brian at Tech City, guys. Really good guy, really interesting guy. Like, he doesn't just think about PC prices, but in that video, he talked about, he reckons it's going to be years before prices sort of can't ease off and calm down a bit. Personally, I reckon we're kidding ourselves. The last crypto boom was when the $1,000 GPUs got introduced, and everyone went, it's ridiculous. It's never going to last. People paying $2,000 for like 3080s, man. Like, I know the crypto boom isn't helping, but it's not the driver of it all as well.
Yeah, I think it's the supply and the part of it. Because I was talking to some people today, like, why would you pay $600 for a 1660 Super? Well, it's like, if you have a look at it, a 1660 Super is probably making $3 USD a day, and then you get the 5700 XTs, which are making like a $5.60 a day. So if you can get two 16 Supers for the price of a 570 XT, you're making your money there. You're getting the same amount of money. So, like, because 5700 XTs are going for about $1,000. You can probably pick up a second-hand 1660 Super for $500.
Yeah.
There are cheap ones, and I've seen them Mighty Ape, but they're from a company called Pallet. I've never heard of it. PALIT.
Yeah, they've been around. They're like what's the other one that no one's really heard of that recently only people have started to hear about? They're like a Galax type. Who was the other one? There's another one with Power Color, I think was the other one. Yeah, they're kind of those type of guys. Not a lot of review. I don't think they send a lot of stuff to reviewers, but you know what? If they're cheap, who cares? And, you know, if they're smart,
577 they are at Mighty Ape. That's the cheapest I've seen them. But everything else is over $600.
Wow, 577 for what? A 1660 Super.
A 1660 Super.
Yeah,
I hate to see what a RTX 2060 is.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Just absolutely insane level of pricing. You know, it's just
they're looking about 900.
Yeah,
899.
Yeah, I just don't see where the value is, man. I really, really do not see where the value is in any of that in those cards. Like, considering I paid for brand new, I'm talking brand new, and they were still kind of out in the market. They hadn't been out in the market for too long. People went, I don't want to go to a 2060. It's a bit too expensive, because they were like about $700 back in the day. So people would go for a 1660. I paid $450. I think, didn't you say you paid like $300 for yours?
Yeah, I got mine brand new for $300.
Oh man, that's crazy. And the thing was, they were really dropping off in price, because the 2060 was finished, the 2000 series was finished. We're now going to 3000, and the 1660 Super, everyone was like going, oh, you're really now talking, that's a real budget card. Same with 5700 XTs, man. Like, they were, I remember I could have picked one up for $500.
Yeah,
like brand spanking new.
I could have got a Biostar one for $430 or something.
Yeah, and now, like you said, $1,000. I mean, and sorry to say, but they're not better than a 1080 Ti.
No, they're not.
And yeah,
and then 1080 Ti's are still going for $900.
Yeah, and there's no one, especially considering those 1080 Ti's were around during the first crypto boom.
Yeah,
that's what people forget. So you don't know the life of this card. So this card could have already been flogged mining, and you're buying it hoping to mine on it more. How long do you reckon that's going to last?
Not long enough to make your money back. About that.
Oh, hell no. And the thing is, like you said, what would a 1080 Ti make per day, you reckon, roughly?
I think probably $6, about $6 a day.
So $6 a day. Say you pay $1,000. That's a long time to bloody recoup your money, and hope that the thing doesn't go and belly up.
I think they try to average it, like the prices are like 100-day sort of average. I think it's sort of going up now.
So, but look, I think
even then I'm looking and it says the RTX 3080 makes $9.52 a day, but yours is making $15 a day, wasn't it?
It was.
And
I don't know whether
out for that day. Yeah.
Like I tried it for a couple of days. Like I said, man, I don't know, man. You know what? I'm very fortunate to be in an economic position where I don't need to do mining to pay off a card.
Yeah.
My advice
$4.27. It's the 1080 Ti is making a day.
My advice to anyone is if you're buying a graphics card, to mine on it so you can get a free GPU. No,
I don't think they are. I think
go and save your money.
I think they're mining on it to get the ETH. So hopefully it goes to 10,000, and then they sell it. That's what I've noticed in a lot of the mining chats and a lot of the crypto chats.
Oh, what they're hoping that they'll get some ETH. Yeah. It goes up in value, and then they'll sell the ETH and make money off that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now they're making $5 a day or something on one GPU, but they're hoping that the price of it's going to 3x in the next couple of years. Well, actually, it's like 25x in the last year.
Yeah,
it was $100 this time. Yeah.
I mean, it's gone on a run, but I was, sort of, mate, governments control crypto currencies. Simple as that. That's the reality. That's how they run the economies, by controlling money, because they have to have enough money to buy stuff and run the country and pay people to work at the hospital or, at Centrelink or whatever those government, be police officers and all that. I can tell you now, all governments right now are trying to figure out how they how they can make crypto work for them, so it is controllable.
I think there's so much taxing on it. Like they tax when you withdraw, they tax on every trade you make, and they're taxing on something else as well. So
that is the only way I can see crypto surviving. And then how long before people go, you know what, this isn't worth doing?
Yeah.
Like I can go to work, earn a wage, and I'm going to get taxed significantly less than I am mining. Because what people I think don't also realize with crypto is, especially if you're using one of those programs, it's not your crypto.
Yeah, like you got to withdraw it and put it into your storage,
your wallet. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just sitting in a centralized.
Correct. Yeah. Never collected.
The same as your bank, really.
Yeah. So I've got $30 worth of crypto. I'm not going to go pull that out. The reality is, I think you were saying you have to get to like $120 or something.
Yeah, you have to get to 0.1 ETH before it'll pay you out.
Okay.
So.
And there's been a couple of there was a great video by Son of Tech on NiceHash, and where he just tore it apart. Just went, look, mate, that's not your money. They're renting you're using your equipment to make them money. And then it was interesting, like there was an incident where all the wallets, all the money disappeared for like 3 months. And then when the crypto went down, they gave everyone their crypto back. Or the money went up or something. It was something dodgy where they went, and I was like, I don't, I think what people need to realize, if you're going to do crypto, you really need to do crypto. Don't do it through one of these companies. You have to set up an OS to do it. You've got to be pretty tech savvy. That's why not every man and their dog's doing it. It's like those eToro, those trading apps. I almost got sucked into looking at that until I realised I listened to a talk by a channel called Valuetainment, and when he explained the margin calls, and how you could lose your freaking house basically if you weren't careful, depending on how deep you went. I'm like, no, I might as well just get my title to my house, go to the casino and say, I bet I'm black. So and hope.
And from past experiences, we wouldn't do too good from our past experience at the casino.
We didn't do too good last time, no. What did I come out, $100 bloody lighter in the pocket. Next topic I wanted to cover off, moving on from the depressing news to some little bit of good news. As we know, CPUs are not easy to get a hold of, and but if you've got a decent GPU, which is still doing you well, or you bought a 20 series, or you've been fortunate enough to get a hold of a 30 series, but your computer's getting a bit tired, you might have a 7 or 8th gen Intel chip, or you might have a Zen Plus or Zen yeah, a Zen 1 or Zen Plus, like a 1700 or 26, 2700 chip, and you're going, I really need to upgrade. It's starting to show its age. Well, there's some good news. Whilst Intel's launch of the 11th generation series chips and the 11900K was met, and the 11700K were met with, putting it politely, all around crapped on by pretty much all YouTubers, all serious tech tubers who just went, there is no value in this at all, especially when the performance, the price point that Intel has the 1100K at is around that 5800X chip price, and that's not even close. It barely beats the 5600X, which is significantly cheaper. But the good news of that is a lot of YouTubers, I think Hardware Unboxed has done it, Gamers Nexus has done it, I think even Jay's 2 cents will probably jump on board with it, have checked out the 11400F and the 11400. So they're the i5 chips, and they're I think we previously spoke on a show about the 10400F.
Yes.
And
yes,
we was like, that could be good value. They reckon the 11400F and the 11400. So for those of us you don't know, 11400F doesn't have an integrated graphics, so you need a GPU. So you need a graphics card. You need a dedicated graphics card to run it, to be able to run the computer. The 10400, you don't. Like, it's got integrated graphics, but both aren't overclockable.
Yep.
Advantage of it now, to be honest, and I get where these guys are coming from. I've got a 10700K. There's not a lot in it. There's not a lot of room to overclock. I've got mine running at 5 gigahertz. Just cannot get it to 5.1. No matter what I've done, I've tried all different settings and reducing voltage, upping voltage. No, just doesn't happen. So reality is, these chips, people forget, Intel's been on 14 nanometers now for way too long, and reality is those chips are maxed. There is nothing left in them unless Intel release a 10 nanometer chip at the end of the year. If they try and do another 14 nanometer chip, they're gonna start. I think they're going to get to the point where they're going to push those chips too hard, and they're going to have massive failure rates. And if they do that, Intel loses their gold. What they should consider their gold, their gold reserve, and that is their reputation for being reliable and non-fussy. That's the last thing they've got to hold on to, because like I've said many times before, you talk to a lot of people, AMD, whilst yes, it's done fantastic gains, it's gotten a hell of a lot better at reliability and being less fussy and all that. It's still the maturity of their BIOSes are nowhere near as good as Intel's. Intel's has just got that to a fine art. They start going down the road of pushing those chips too far, and they start failing, and it becomes big news for that. Intel's going to be in a world of pain. Like, it'll be Armageddon for them compared to what it is now. Because if they do it on the consumer end, then your server customers start getting a little bit nervy, going, oh, hold on, what have you done with the server chips then? Have you pushed them too far? I don't need unreliability. And all of a sudden they start all going to AMD, and that's when they're in trouble financially. But
I was looking, the 11400F's available now by the look of it.
Yep, plenty of stock around. And that's the other thing. There's plenty of stock around. A lot of the YouTubers are saying, look, it represents better value than 3600. I'm a little bit on the fence with that. And I'll explain in a second why. So, a 11400F, the cheapest I've seen is $239. Centocom's got it. SK's got it as well for that price.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Now, interestingly enough, so for a very long time, unless you had a Z board, when you could not, you know how you get memory and it's like 3200 or 3600,
Yes.
That's not what it runs at a stock speed. At a
Yep.
stock speed, like 3200 runs at 2666 megahertz. And what you do is you go into BIOS and you flip a switch called XMP, and it then clicks it up to 3200. Now, for the longest time, Intel, you only could do that on a Z board. The massive advantage AMD had is you could do it on a B450 board or an X570 board. It didn't matter. So the top 2 SKUs, AMD's finally come to the party with that. So on the B560 boards, you can overclock memory now. On the B460 boards, you cannot, or anything before that. But on the B560 boards, you can. Now, the cheapest board I found was $159. It was a pretty basic board. Well, it's not much on the back of not many USB port connections, no flashback. So if you do a BIOS update and thing stops in the middle of it, you've bricked the board. So it's a throwaway board. To me, that $160 is still quite a bit of money. B450s, look, I've seen, and I only looked at ATX boards. Like, you start talking a mini ATX or micro ATX. Micro ATX boards, actually, like that Mortar one I sold you.
Yep.
You can pick those up for like $100.
Yeah, they're good boards though.
And they're decent boards. You know, they're a bit, but again, they're a little bit low on features in that they don't have Wi-Fi, or the space is limited on them, so you can, you can't, like, if you put a graphics card, you can't use the 8. Like, I couldn't use my 8 slot, my iTunes slot, the bottom slot, for like a Wi-Fi card or for the sound card.
Sorry, I just started to hear the dryer. I thought I better close the door.
Fair enough. So the B560 boards, it's 100 for a decent board. I saw a B560 gigabyte Aorus Pro AX. That was $259, and that looked quite decent. That looked like a decent board.
The 11th gen Intels, they're 1200s, aren't they? LGO.
Yeah, that's
1200
right.
socket. Yep.
Yeah. So, I think it's about probably the cheapest you can go is. Did I do that calculation right? Let me just, before I go and shoot myself in the foot here. Bear with me for a sec. Get that out of there. So we will go. Why not? Let's just put that there for a sec. Hey, put it in front of my ugly mug. 239 plus. Was the cheapest board I said was $159. So $398 is as cheap as you're going to get, just as an idea. But if you go and take a look at the, I'll put that in the middle of this. If you take a look at the 3600, interestingly enough, really easily available. Now, a lot of YouTubers were talking about, in the US, you can't get them, or they're overpriced. $299, and that's pretty much around where they launched. Yes, they're an older generation, but you take a look at a 5600X, and it's like $400 plus. $419, I think, was about the cheapest I saw it. So 3600 performance is, you know what? Unless you're running it, like these YouTubers were deliberately testing with like 3090s, so they said, I want to remove the. And even then, they were talking like 3 to 5%, 10% most productivity. They were looking at productivity stuff. You wouldn't do productivity with this thing. This is purely a budget gaming machine. You know what? If you had a 1660 Super and you stuck it in, there is zero difference you're going to tell between a 3600, a 10400F, a 10400, 10900K. Wouldn't matter, because your GPU is going to be your bottleneck anyway. Reality. And that, so if you're looking at, like you've got that 1660 Super and your 3600. It's pretty much what you need for gaming. That's it. And so it's $299, and I saw an MSI Gaming Plus Max at Scorptech for $139. Oops. 299 plus 130. So 438. So a little. So it is more than what. So what is it? 438 take away 398. So you're paying $40 more. But the features on that B450 board, that MSI Gaming Max, this flashback button, you got two M.2 slots, you had two RGB headers, or I think it was another $10. I think it was $149, so $50 all up. You could get an MSI B550 board, so the latest of the latest, so equivalent to the B560.
Yep.
But cheaper. The board's cheaper, and it was a Gigabyte or B550 Aorus, that one version 2, and it was on special at All TEKT because I've obviously got probably too many of them. Again, two M.2 slots, two ARGB and two and three RGB headers on there for like lighting strips and stuff like that. Look, if you're Intel, you want something non-fussy, you probably would go the 11th gen of that. They also tested the 10400 and the 11400. Admittedly, they said, look, there's a noticeable difference, especially in productivity, but in gaming they were all so close. They were really close, in the sense of, you know, like it was a lot of them were. There was no difference, like almost very little difference between the 10700K, the 11700K, and these like 11400s. And
yep.
So, if you're looking for budget, it's the way to go. Like I said, you could go for the 10400, which I think the 10400 was $289. So you paid, what's that? Another $50. Yeah. So about 50, yeah, you paid another $50 on top, and you got the integrated graphics. So you know what? If you got kids and they play Roblox, Valheim, like really basic, even Valheim and stuff. It was interesting because I've actually got to go check out a video. Steve from Hardware, from Gamers Nexus, apparently has done an iGPU run.
Yep.
And tested all these ones with integrated graphics. And he said, you know, it's really interesting that you could play Fortnite or CSGO, but he said, look, it's very compromised, but it was playable. Like if it was just for your kids,
yeah.
like they're not.
Well, that's like I got those 3200G with integrated graphics. Computers. I've been running them, and I got 60 frames, 60 to 70 frames in Fortnite. I was playing Rocket League, no worries. Ended up selling a couple of them as well. So yeah, the guy was pretty happy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. People sometimes get caught up in these YouTube videos when the people talk about 104. Oh well, if you're under 144, you're a peasant. Really, people who want to dip their toe in PC gaming because they've been console players, man, like 60 frames per second, consistently, not peak frame rate, like consistent at 60, with, like you said, depending on the game, maybe 70 or 80 FPS. They'd be looking at it going, this is grouse.
Yeah, like, it's pretty much a PS4.
Yeah.
PS5 even.
Yeah.
I think PS5's still in 60 frames at the moment.
Well, it's locked. And the thing is, it depends on the game. Not all of them, like they'd talk, 120, and it was actually a really funny story. I tell you, I was in JB Hi-Fi and this guy had a PS5. He's like talking to his girlfriend. He's like, I don't know, you know, what's the difference between this monitor and that monitor? And, you know, like, dude, couldn't help overhearing. I said, what are you playing on? And he goes, I'm playing on a PS5. I said, okay. First of all, make sure it's a 144 hertz monitor. Second of all, this is not the store you're going to. If you want a cheap monitor, down the road is Centrecom, head over there. You'll find they're probably cheaper, or if they're on the same price, you'll get a lot more bang for your buck. And he's like, thanks, man. I'm like, trust me, I said, and if you want to play on a TV, you're talking a bucket load more than what you're going to be paying for that monitor.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be $200-300 TV, I can tell you. And he's like, oh, okay, no, that's awesome. I already got a crap TV. He goes, yeah, I want a really nice monitor. I'm like, yeah, just head down to Centrecom, mate, or if you want to go further out, go to MSY or, All TEKT. Look them up online, mate. I said, because you'll find that we get so much more bang for your buck. Like 144 home monitors. Like, this is a guy, you know what? This is a guy, if he went and bought a $250 VA panel monitor, would be like, wow, where's this been all my life, He'd probably pay that for a 27-inch one.
That's what I walked into JB Hi-Fi today because I got a voucher for them, and the wife wanted a spot, the steam spot cleaners. Mm-hmm. The price on that was $369. I was like, do you price match it all? Like, yeah. I was like, well, as the good guys, it's only $310. They go, yeah, we can do that. And I had a look, looked it up in stock and that. Happy days. So the markup just on the ride-on prices is heaps. I think even on their website it's $30 cheaper. It's like $329 or something like that.
What was that? What were you buying?
Steam spot cleaner.
Oh,
like
yeah.
A steam cleaner? Yep.
Yeah. Should have told you, mate. I've got one sitting in my cupboard that's been used twice.
Oh, has it?
Twice. Because we're like, oh, yeah, we'll use that. That'll clean the floor.
That's what my wife's like, yeah, to clean the floors. I was like, yeah, well, we're coming home from the shops last night and I got the girls' juice, and guess where it all ended up? On the floor. The floor of the car. So I was like, yeah, let's get that spot cleaner now.
Let's go get that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea, girls. Off we go. And your pocket money can pay for half of it. You spilt the juice. So if anyone's on the lookout for that, go at it. Go down to
400.
Yeah, 10400 or 10400F if you've got a GPU that you can stick it in. So next topic. Actually going to insert something here because I don't think I sent this one to you. There's a really good deal at the moment on X57. Now this is a high-end board. Let me be very clear. This is not a El Cheapo board. A X570 MSI Ace. I always wanted that board, and even though my master is fantastic, I don't know why. It might be something to do. It's got this infinity mirror on it. It's a really cool board, and it's like black and gold accents. Really awesome board. $499. Now these things at one point were like 700, like got as high as 700. I've seen them as low as 420, but $499 is a good price. Amazon had it. I think I've seen it on most of the other majors at that price, but don't be paying.
Yeah, Centrecom's got it for $499. StockTech's got it for $499.
Thing is, if they've got stock, some of them don't have stock. It seems to be a pretty popular board, but yeah, if you want a high-end board, like if you're buying like a 3900X or 5900 or 5950X, even a 5800X, mate, stick it on that. That thing has got power for days. It's like, I don't know. I bought one. When Amazon mucked up and I had them paired as a combo for $500. This is how stupid they are, Amazon sometimes. They had it as a motherboard and CPU combo, a 3700X with an MSI Ace for $500. They sent me the motherboard only. And I went, where's my chip? And they went, no. I'm like, yeah. I asked you, and you said that's what the combo is. So I ended up selling it, but I was just like, I wish I'd never sold it. I wish I kept it because I was just infatuated. It was such a good looking board. But
just for selling it, you get it for nothing pretty much. You get the CPU for nothing.
Yeah, that's what happened. I got the CPU for nothing, and then I built a PC, and then I sold it, and pretty much at the time it was really surprising because what I sold it for, that PC, was pretty much, if I hadn't gotten the CPU for nothing, I would have actually not made money on the PC. Yeah. But it was a different market. Like now,
if you hold on, or if you hold on to it, you make it extra $500 or something.
Look, you know what? it's never happened before in the history of PC building. You know that PC parts appreciate in value over time. Like it's just a weird situation right now.
Yeah, well, that's like I saw a 2060 for sale for I think $250 or $350, one of the two. And, And I messaged the guy, and he's like, "Am I selling this too cheap? Because I've been bombarded with so many messages." And I said, "Yeah, you could easily get $600 for it." And I never heard back from him again.
Yeah, he's like, and change the price. Yeah. Because I saw it as well. I'm like, because I'm thinking to myself, does this guy not know what he's got, and he's just trying to sell it, or is this guy like, is it a scam?
Yeah.
So anyway, but
like that other one I saw where it's like, I can't come and if I bring a computer, can I test it? It's like, oh no, you can't test it. Because of COVID, you can't come inside, and I don't have power outside for you to turn your computer on. I was like, yeah, no thanks.
That's right, because you remember, and you were like, nah, this is sounding too good to be true. And can I have PayPal? No. Can I come and test it? No. Can you show me video of it working? No. I'm out of here. 3 out of 3, my friend. Of no. It's time to move on. And so, heads up to anyone who's out there looking to buy on Facebook Marketplace. The fourth one, there's a couple of warning flags, but probably the main ones would be if they can't show you it working, if they don't accept PayPal, not PayPal Friends, PayPal. There's a difference because PayPal Friends, you can't get PayPal goes, oh no, you trust that person.
You can't. Yeah, you can't dispute it.
Can't dispute it. You can't test it when you go there. Or they want to meet you at the servo or the police station because they want to be safe. No bueno.
I'm a bit wary on these pre-builds as well. Like, you pay me for the computer and I'll build it for you.
Yeah. No, mate. Sorry, if I'm going to do that, I'll go down to a proper store and do that. I'm not going to pay you to do it. And that's the thing, it's probably, some of them are probably guys like us, enthusiasts and just you know what, if I charge $50 to build someone a PC, you know what, I get to build a PC, how much, and I get to do something that I actually enjoy. At work, there's been a couple of guys that are like, oh yeah, I got this really old PC, I think it works. And it was really dusty and dirty. I'm like, bring it in. I'll take it home. And the good thing is the one guy I did it for, I'm like, go and have a look at his PC. I cleaned that up and fixed it up and works and it's running and it's, happy as Larry. And they're like, oh, okay. So one of the other guys today said, oh yeah, I'll bring it in then. And I'm like, he's like, oh, I got frustrated with it. It doesn't play games and bring it in and I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I'm sure it works fine. It just probably needs a good clean, a good dust. Fresh install of Windows for him, and mate, Bob's your uncle. I'll probably say to him, mate, the worst case scenario is, if you want, I can put Windows on it for $20 and new version if you've got a dodgy one, and you know what, you can get a legit one for $20.
Yeah.
Simple. So that was one of the things I picked up, that X570 board, just before we started streaming. Valheim server is up, so anyone watching, listening, hit us up. Happy to have more players on. We've been a bit quiet on it. Most of us, Taz has abandoned us. Let's be honest. He's just gone, ta-das, I'm going to Outriders, sayonara suckers. Not interested.
He'll be on that for the next week until he finds his next game.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, he'll only be on that for a week or two. But yeah, come on board. We've got a decent community. We've got a couple of guys. So the more players we can get, I think the better we can make the world that we're all playing.
Well, you might hate me, but because we had so much trouble with the house, I think I'm gonna pull it down and start from scratch again.
Mate, I don't hate you because I pulled my house down 3 times before finally Kelso was like, I think, sick of me going, fuck, what am I doing wrong? It was like, let me help you. Let me just help you build it. But then I think
I'm going to take all the walls and the floors down and just start building a frame first.
But your house is fine now. It's not breaking.
Yeah, it's not breaking. It just looks ugly.
Wow.
Before the raise.
You know what? Do what Kelso did. I mean, he just jumped on YouTube and looked at a whole bunch of videos.
Yeah.
That's what he did, and then he just followed him step by step, and then like that's how he got like, massive log houses and really nice. It was really cool. So it might be worth you considering doing that too.
Yeah. You'll have a look.
Yeah. Well, my last topic was going to be Iggy will put a recording of the stream also up on the Flipping Spud's YouTube channel. Guess what? You don't have to do it. We're streaming live.
That's lucky. That was lucky because I was like, fuck, I forgot to press record.
Mate, I have no idea if anyone's watching, but I did post it on Facebook, on my Facebook page, so hopefully some people were kind enough.
So we'll have to work on that. What might suit you best to do it? I'm sort of every night seems to be rolling into the next night at the moment. So after we get off the show tonight, I've got to go sand up. I'm making a dining table, so I've got to go sand that back and paint it one last time.
Oh wow! What, just for your house or?
Yeah, just for my house. Yeah. Me and the wife went to Bunnings and we saw a nice bench top we liked. We thought,
sweet.
Why don't we turn this into a dining table?
Or you could turn it into a new computer desk. Wife might not agree with that idea.
Actually, I was looking at a few actually, like because you can get them 600 because the that one's 901 or something. It's probably a bit big for a desk. It's a good room if I was a drawer or something, but I think it'd be a bit too wide for the room. Take up too much space.
I wish I had the talent to do stuff like that because the one thing I would do was very quick funny story. When I had my air conditioner put in the study, I turned around to the bloke and like I had to move the study desk out of the way. I turned around and I said, if you happened to put a knee into the desk and the desk cracked, I would not be upset. And he went, I'm not upsetting your wife. I was like, bastard knows my wife well, clearly. But no, I mean, Amelia wouldn't have cared, but she would have just looked at me and gone, that's awfully suspicious. He cracked the desk. But I was actually surprised. The bloody thing's an A-Mart special, and it actually was. It's pretty sturdy. But the only thing I don't like is the depth of it's not enough. Like I would go 900 for myself.
Yeah.
Because I've got the two PCs on the one desk and the two monitors, and I think it'd be a really nice little clean setup. The only thing I've still got to try and convince my wife is to move this bookshelf out of the study. And if I could do that, I could then put a little table there. So if I am cleaning someone's PC, I'm not in the garage doing it. I can just actually do it upstairs, like have a little table set up, put it away when I'm done with it. And then, and if I wanted to record some of it, I could set up a camera to do it properly. And
that's what I thought about doing. I think it's a bit tight in here because I've got my desk this side and I've got the girls' desk on the other side. The girls' desk is a bit longer because there's 3 computers set up on that one.
Oh wow! Okay.
One for each girl, and then one for the for when the friends come over.
Oh god! It's like, can we play Roblox? Are you gonna be quiet?
Exactly
yes, go and play Roblox. Off you go. No, Gabe gets limited time on the he was on the PC the other day. He was playing.
There's the computers there in the background.
Oh wow! So what are the girls rocking? What do they got?
Addie's just got like a little budget Dell i3 something or other because she's 6 and I think she hasn't really started learning computers at school yet, so she's not exactly sure what's going on. The other one's just one of the 3200G, the quick save builds that just keep swapping them out and just trying to sell them off one by one. And
these the ones you had for the LAN parties? Yeah,
that's the ones. Okay, yeah. Well, not me personally. They were Ben's.
Ben's, yeah.
I think we're down to about 7 left or something out of 16. So they're slowly going.
Wow! So you've been able to move them along.
Yeah, slowly. Yeah, one guy bought 5 of them, and then I just sold a couple other ones.
So they're buying them as complete units, or are they just buying them as?
Yeah, complete units without graphics cards. Because Kewl was going to buy them, but then because of he can't even get a 1660 Super for under $500. So he says by the time he buys computers and buys that and puts them together, he's not going to make any money out of it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. that makes sense. Why I went cold on the idea. Well, that's the thing. Like, if people want to get into GPU, like into crypto mining now, mate, and you ain't got the equipment, it's too late. That ship sailed. Where are you going to make money on it? Yeah, he's right. By the time he sets it all up and the cost of setting it up, the initial startup cost is just going to be too high. Yeah. For him, really, because it's just not worth it.
$800, and it's probably for a $750 system. But yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, on the back end of that, once it all collapses, he's getting nothing back on those.
No.
Because A, they're X mining cards, so people are going to be going, mate, I'm not paying you that much. I'll pay you 1660 super. I reckon you watch that. Once this crypto thing all goes belly up, which it will, it has. It's not sustainable. It's just not. You know, anyone who knows economics knows that. That like, sort of rise has to come back down again.
All the cryptocurrencies, they're all changing to proof of stake, not proof of work. Whereas they don't need miners; they need nodes, which are just computers, which are just servers. You can hire them. You can hire them, buddy, from Amazon.
And that's what they all want to do. The miners don't want to be paying you and me money to mine. They don't. They really, really don't. So
that's what they get the pools and that, like the pool that the two miners pool that we're with. They actually don't mine anything, but they're taking a 1% cut out of everyone that's mining from them. So all it is just a community that they've made where they get all the miners to come in and mine the stuff for them, and they take a cut.
If you think about it, that's pretty clever.
Yeah.
That's where the money's. That's where you make the money. Because if you think about it, 1%, and let's say you got 10,000 people there.
Yeah.
Money for jam.
Yeah.
What are you providing, really? A server to
website.
A website.
A website where you all get together and a server to run it off, where it all sends you the information.
Yep. And the setup cost for that would be fairly minimal.
Yeah.
And then off you go. Like, once you got, like, it's actually quite funny. So in a couple of times where I said to Amelia, I wouldn't mind, getting my streaming card, and then it's like, what happened to your crypto mining? I thought you were going to be a millionaire. And they're like, listen, lady, to be clear, I said I could have made money, but then I just couldn't, if I stuck. My biggest fear, to be honest, it was, I would have done it for fun. Wouldn't have done it to make money. Look, I want to be clear about it. My biggest fear was if I screwed up the 3080, I wasn't getting another one. Not certainly at the price that I got it.
No.
Like, I went on Centacom the other day, and I think they were
$800.
Yeah.
More
than what I paid.
When you can get a hold of them.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, good luck in trying to...
It's like we've got them for sale now. We've got 16 units. Once they're sold out, they're going to be another $800 more next month when we get the next shipment.
Exactly. And you know what? I so wish I hadn't... Two things I wish I hadn't done. I wish I hadn't cancelled my 6800 XT from Scoptech.
Yep.
And I wish I hadn't cancelled my 3080 for the win EVGA from PLE, because they were $1,239. Those cards now are close to $2,000.
Yeah.
This crazy prices. But some challenging times if you're looking to get into PC gaming. But if you're a console player, I think people, you know what, I'm hearing Xbox, not bad. Like, apparently they're okay. I don't know, is it a popularity thing or what? But I was talking to one guy, and he was saying...
Well, they got the budget ones, which are like $450.
Yeah, and you can get those, but no one wants them. They all want the X.
Yeah.
But it was funny. One of the guys was saying, I was talking to at work, and he's a gamer, and he's parts manager up in northern Queensland, and he goes, right, and he goes, oh yeah, I got both. I'm like, what? Okay, you got a PS5 and an Xbox X. And he goes, yeah. So he pre-ordered his PS5, and he goes, and I'm a massive, he goes, Sony fanboy. And then he goes, but you know what? He goes, I walked into EB Games, and literally the lady was going to put them on the shelf, and he goes, oh, you got some? And she goes, oh yeah, I got one just in stock now. No, you don't. Here's my money. And he bought it. Like me, like just happened to walk in at the perfect moment, And he goes, I have to admit, with the Xbox with the Xbox Pass. He goes, I don't think I'll go back to Sony.
Oh.
He goes, it's just
Yeah,
he's
that's
also
what
a
I've
massive PC because he's a massive PC gamer. He's just he's got a 1080 Ti, and I'm like, you do know what they're worth, right? And he goes, nah, that's going in my home theater system. No, it's not. Just freaking sell it once you get your card. Oh, he was saying there was actually, and I don't know, I'll have to jump on, but he did say to me the other day he saw a bundle deal, and I think it was a 5800X, an X570 gigabyte master motherboard on PC case gear, and a 3080 for $2,900. So you'd have to buy RAM, case, but the main guts was $2,900, and I'm like,
but realistically, who doesn't have RAM and case already?
how hard is it to get a case or RAM?
Yeah.
And a power supply. Like, power supplies at one point were in massive shortages. Man, you can pick them up. Like, I think Kewl had some for like $150, like 750 watt power supplies. And I said to him, mate, what are you doing? I said, if you're serious about buying a 3080, mate, I'd buy that twice on Sunday. Okay, that is a ripper deal because that is an amazing deal, let me tell you. And 5800X, if you're not streaming, mate, for gaming, that's going to kick ass. And he's like, really? He goes, oh man, he goes, I just dropped a bundle of money on my mum's car. He goes, I'm bloody cash short at the moment. And I'm like, ooh. But I'm thinking those wouldn't have lasted very long at all. I don't know whether they still got them. Let me have a quick look. PC case gear. Yeah. Jeez. They've got an 11700K for $649. You are kidding.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Like new. Do they have a bundles section?
I thought someone did. I think that's Scorp Tech. Scorp Tech has a bundle section.
Yeah, I know they do, but he was saying it's on PC case gear.
What's this on sale? Is it on sale? Ryzen 9 3900X.
Mind you, here's one here from PC case gear. Four and a half grand. It's called the Phaser 3080. It's got a 5800X, 240mm Gamax cooler, gigabyte 550 Aorus Pro motherboard, 3080 gigabyte. You're paying mostly for the card on that. 32 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD Gen 4, not bad. 2 terabyte hard drive, some Fantex fans, 750 gold power supply, and a Fantex chip case too. And Windows. Oh, look, if you're desperate enough, you'd pay it. Oh, what's this one? What's that? Oh, go back. Because there is one here. What have they got? They've got a 3080 system for 5.2. Jeez. Again, 5800X, X570 unified board, so good board. MSI 3080 Supreme. I saw someone trying to sell one of those for $3,000.
Oh,
a 3080 Supreme.
Yeah, I've seen that actually.
I'm like, no, I think you're kidding yourself there, champ. That's like 3090 territory, brand new. 32 gig of RAM, 1 terabyte.
Hey, Fade Zealous just put in, hey Dean.
Hey, Faze! How are you going, brother? Thanks for coming and joining us and having a squeeze. Faze loves this console, mate. He's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, an Xbox. Likes his Xbox. I could be wrong. But yeah, thanks for joining us, man. But yeah, like that's yeah. I mean that Fantex Ether Evolve X case, they've got those pretty wicked. Like that's a $300+ case.
Yeah.
Like, it's not cheap, but it's like, you know what it is? It's the big brother of that case you've got.
Yes.
Have you still got that case, or did you move it on?
No, the Fantech one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just forgot it. That's my case. Like, I love that case.
That is a
like
nice.
The motherboard fits in there nice and snug, and it looks with all the lights and pretty lights and that.
Yeah, man. That was a good case. That was a very good case. I just didn't have a use for it. That was the only reason I got rid of it. But even my Liam Lee 2 case, man, like I love that. But yeah. What about yourself, mate? Do you have anything you wanted to talk about?
No, not really. I'm just getting the camera out now.
Very nice. Oh, look at that.
There's a printer. And your plants.
Beautiful.
Your dying plants. And the wife's like, oh, you haven't watered your plants lately.
Yeah, no, I've got. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it in here. Where are we? Oh no! Don't do that.
He was just put in the chat. Someone on Facebook Marketplace is selling his RX 5700 XT where I am. How much does he sell it for?
Yeah, let us know, Hitter, because that'll be interesting to see what that's worth. Is anything under around
$1,000?
Yeah.
$855 is selling it for.
Kidding me. Not unless you're absolutely desperate.
If you're a miner, you'd take it. You'd get it any day of the week.
Yeah, there you go. Over my. Oop, wrong one. Over that shoulder there, you can see my little bonsai. He lives there. He was at my work for a long time, and then I brought him home. I bought him for it was our team plant when all my ex-workmates were there, and we looked after it. It looked like it was going to die. We had one, it died. Then we got this because we overwatered it. Then we got this one. We're like, okay, we've really got to be careful about how we water it, and it almost died. And then one of the guys in marketing, he's an Italian bloke, and he goes, give it to me. He goes, I'll fix it up. And I kid you not, 2 days late, like he had it for a week, and the thing come back from the brink. And since then, I'm just like, okay, just got to slowly water it, make sure I look after it. And mate, sits there, happy as Larry. Gets a bit of sun, a little bit of water once in a while. Happy days. But you been playing any games, mate?
I've just played Valheim a couple of times, and that's been it. I'm not sure. I haven't really had a look at anything lately. I'm looking to dabble into something different.
Yeah.
Maybe even go back to GTA 5, but it's on the PS4. I haven't started that up for a few months. I hate to see how many updates are needed.
Did you end up getting your internet from My Republic?
Yeah.
And how'd you find it? It's no dramas, all hooked up, ready to go, racing along?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Going along strong. I was getting 800 megabytes or something the other day, and it was going
have you got on the gigabyte plan?
Yeah.
Wow, you get
so
800.
So I could run the miners in the shed and let them kick away.
That's it.
Without hassling the wife's internet.
Yeah.
Because I got like an old Telstra router as well in there, so it's sort of linked up between. Like we've got the router in the garage, and then I rewired the phone line that went from there into the bedroom. I changed it to to Ethernet cable to and then I put one of the old routers in there and just plugged it straight into there, so it's running sweet now. Running the Netflix and everything. It was just that little bit too far on Wi-Fi. It just kept dropping out. Now it's fine.
Yeah, I got my daily.
Yeah, I know. That's heaps better. Like you can walk around the house and you're still on the same internet, whereas you get halfway down the house and have to change what internet you're on.
Yeah, I do it a little bit because the one up here is you can do the 5.2 gigahertz channel, and it's a lot quicker. So if I'm watching some TV or something, I'll plug into that.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know, man. What? Actually, speaking of new toys, just thinking about new toys, I did get a new laptop at work today. So that was
nice.
one good thing, because I whinged enough about the performance of i1, and then saw an email from my boss going, can we help him out? He busts his chops in here trying to keep things afloat, so can we help him out? So they gave me the laptop, and the guy goes, hope you like working out because this is heavy. And it's like, 17-inch laptop, mate. It's like massive. Like, I thought my old HP Pavilion was big, but thankfully it's bigger, but it's lighter because it's got no CD drive, and I think that obviously the casing and everything would be made out of lighter materials and stuff. So I plugged it in and I'm like, damn, that's one big laptop. But the good thing is now I've got effectively 3 screens on my desk, so it makes me good. 3 times as efficient apparently. But so that was a bit of fun today, looking at that. And one of the guys goes, "You use that as a gaming laptop?" And I was looking down and I'm like, "Yeah, with a company policy that doesn't give you administrator rights to the laptop." Yeah, good one. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." And he goes, "Yeah, and the antivirus which will stop you." And I'm like, Stop talking. I don't have a gaming laptop now. Mind you, I think I was saying on one of the other shows, I did buy Amelia an iPad Pro, which was as much as a freaking good, probably a really good quality gaming laptop.
Yeah.
But, what do they say? Happy wife, happy life. So she likes it because it's easy. She's like, I don't want a laptop. It's too heavy. All right. But to be fair, she's actually on it a lot, and she says it's brilliant. And
she got an iPad pen as well.
Yeah, she got the pen.
Yeah.
We didn't get this. Apple just take the piss with some of their stuff. The guy said to me at the store at Harvey Norman, he said, "Look, get the Apple pen." He goes, "I've sold other ones to people and I've used them. He goes, just the Apple pen is just way better." He goes, "It's just way better. I don't know why." He goes, "But for some reason, it's just heaps better." He goes, "Highly recommend you get that pad." He goes, if you're going to get the pen, get the proper Apple one." I'm like, okay. And I said, "What about the case?" I want you to guess, how much do you think an iPad case from Apple, and it has a keyboard in it, Bluetooth keyboard with it, and it closes, and how much do you think Apple could charge for something like that?
$699.
Correctamundo.
That was a good guess.
I went, "Say what now?" And he goes, Logitech. 100. He goes, "I can work out a good price on that." And he did. To be fair, the guy, like, it was still, mind you, it still wasn't cheap. It was like 100. Still, I think paid 120, 130 bucks for it. I'm like, damn, I've got to get a keyboard and gaming mouse for that money. Mechanical, linear, super speed, RGB. But I have to admit, like, actually, it's good quality. Like, you can tell it's like a really good keyboard. Like, and like it hooks up. Like, I've got a cheap one. Mind you, have I got it here? Oh yeah, I do too. Here it is. I've got one of these for mine.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Right, and let me tell you, it's not the best keyboard. It's not the best keyboard in the world, but it does the job. Like, I could hook that up to a laptop, or it does Bluetooth on everything. And it even allows you to hook up to Android, Windows, and iOS.
Oh no!
And
it came with up to your phone.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Yeah, and the hilarious thing about it is it actually sits, like, I bought the case, and I'm like, oh, it comes with a keyboard. Oh, okay. How good get the keyboard? The keyboard's bloody brilliant. It didn't cost me $150, let me tell you. But, what do you do? Got to keep the wife happy. But, like I said, Apple just... People talk about NVIDIA and Intel taking the piss with the prices on some of their stuff. No. Apple are like expert level. I think they released a stand for an iMac or something, and someone was saying, like, I think it was some ridiculous money, like 10 grand or some stupid amount of money. And people were like, are they for real? And they're like, they're not expecting to sell any. they'll have about 10 in stock, and if they sell those, they'll probably cover their cost for R&D. That's probably their Christmas party for the year. But what about you, mate? How you been? You've been going busy at work?
Yeah, busy at work. Yeah, working 6 days, back to 6 days again, and then doing the dining table on the side. It's not that hard. It's just the sanding down and then the painting. It takes about a half an hour. It's about 3 coats or something.
All right. So yeah, after the stream, we'll have to probably have a bit of a chat about. I think Tuesday. No, Mondays are okay for me because usually I don't tend to go to training on Mondays. It's just at the moment Amelia's working from home for the next couple of weeks, so I'll get a chance to go to more training. But that's fine. I'm happy to work around your schedule, mate, but we just need to, I think you and I really lock in a day so our fans can watch us on,
that's what I reckon.
This is the day, yep, All TEKT it's on. This is, it's like a TV show. Tune in
every week, Tuesday 8:30 or Monday 8:30.
Whatever works for you. Yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, mate. Because I know that you've got the 2 girls. 2
girls, yeah.
So sometimes it can be probably a bit tricky if they've got activities on and stuff.
Yeah, so, usually they're pretty good. They're usually home by 6 and in bed by 7 and stuff like that throughout the week. I think Thursdays nights are I'm busiest night, but then I was going to play footy, but then I don't think I am. Just too much on at the moment.
Gets a bit that way.
Yeah.
It's a bit that
Kids
way.
are doing too much and then working too much. And
yeah, well, mate, I take mate off to you, mate, 6 days a week with the hours you do and the places you travel to.
Yeah, where did I go today? I went to Dullston, near Kilcunda, on the way to Wonthaggi.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yep. Yeah, quite nice down there though. When you come up over the hill and you see like the water coming in the beach.
How cool!
Yeah.
Well, my wife sees that every time she goes to work because she's just down the road in Wonthaggi at the hospital there she works. I remember.
I need a hospital myself.
Do we need an ambulance? Do we have a doctor on the stream? Does it sound like he's got COVID? Should he get the AstraZeneca one? Anyway. But really, so I remember because Gabe was pestering me, I want to see Mum's new work when she first started. So I took him for a drive there, and that was the first thing I noticed was like, wow, that's a cool view. Like you come up that hill and you can see 2 sides of the like I think one's Western Port. No, it's 2 parts of the ocean. It splits.
Yeah, I think you can just see Phillip Island to your right, and you can just see the waves coming in against like Kilcunda and that, and you see the wind farms. Like there's about 5 wind farm things.
Yeah.
The high. I don't know what they're called.
The wind.
Aerodynamic.
The wind farms. Yeah. Well, I think that's what they're called, wind farms. We went. Oh, we went to they're massive. There's a lot of them actually is around Ballarat. Because we went for a drive at the back of Ballarat, and there's like this massive area with these massive amount of wind turbines just sticking in the air. And you're like, geez, like I didn't realise we had so many. But there's a lot.
Did it take you back to the blackout days, or?
I'm just like, what the hell? Am I tripping again? No, I'm not. But it was interesting. Like how they make the energy and stuff like that. Probably.
Well, I always remember like those big fan things from it was the movie back in the day, Mac and Me.
No.
They had those aliens or something, and that I don't know. There's something about the wind farms, and he used to make them out of straws. I'll have to find the link for you now. For the movie.
You'll have to send me the link. I don't know that one. And I'm usually pretty good with movies. Like I've spent way too much time.
1988, the film came out.
Yeah. You know what's another good one around that time? It was a John Carpenter movie. Now you've got me thinking of it. Which was similar, like with aliens and stuff like that. It had Rowdy Piper in it, and it was one of John Carpenter's really early. And it had even Keith James in it.
I don't know. I don't know any of these names. I can't picture the people.
Rowdy Roddy Piper was a wrestler.
Yep.
Filmography. Hold on.
Just watching the trailer now on YouTube, I was like, geez, I used to love this movie. It was like the special effects in it were...
They Live. That's what it was. They Live was the movie. I'll send you the link. But that was one very, very trippy movie. And like I said, it had Keith David, not Keith James. It even had Meg Foster in it, I think.
Oh.
And it was really interesting. The premise of the movie is the world's been taken over by aliens, but we can't see them unless you're wearing these special sunglasses. I remember the first time I saw it, I thought, it's actually the movie with the famous line where he goes, I've come here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. I'm all out of bubblegum. And just the way he delivers it is perfect. It's just like really campy. Like, you've got to watch the movie because there's some context to it, and you realise why it's hilariously funny when he does it, because it just perfectly suits what he's doing. But Rowdy Roddy Piper was actually not a bad actor in that. Like, he was very, very good.
What was it called again?
They Live.
They Live. John Carpenter's They Live.
Yeah. It's very early. Like, I think he'd done a couple of things at that stage. I think he'd done.
Well, that's 1988 as well.
Yeah. That's when you said 88. I'm thinking, I'm sure that was around the same time, because I think there must have been a bit of a run on those things with aliens and stuff like that. You know, like he did. I mean, he'd done Escape from New York by that stage. What else had he done? Starman, Big Trouble in Little China was another big one that he did with Kurt Russell. I always love that movie, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was always a good movie. But, mate, anyway, it's getting late. So much for half an hour.
It is getting late. Yeah, I know. It ended up being an hour and a half.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, mate, we will have a chat once we get off the stream, and you can let me know what day suits.
Yep. All right. Peace out, everyone. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you very
to
much.
Our one viewer. How many on YouTube?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Go and have a look. I actually have no idea.
There it is. Yeah. Started streaming. I'm not sure. I don't even know how to have a look.
That should be showing. Like, you should be able to watch us streaming live, and
yeah, I'm watching me do the peace sign back at me.
Yeah.
It started streaming 72 minutes ago.
Yeah.
How do you tell how many people are watching?
Should tell you in the. Where are we? Oh yeah, that's not telling me there.
Top chat.
Analytics. Here we go.
Participants. Here we go. The Flippin Spuds.
Mm-hmm.
Popular pop out chat. No.
No, should just.
So anyway, thanks for Faisal and Hitter for dropping by. Don't know if you're still there.
Thanks, boys.
700 XT for 855. That's not a bad price.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it. If you're not mining, don't buy it. Please don't buy it. All right, boys. Take it easy.
All right. See you later.